Are we live? We're
We are
live.
live, but we've been told by one of our greatest fans we should leave a
Oh,
little lag time.
we
This
that
is the
we need
dance,
to. Yes, so we're
dance
just gonna,
moment.
yeah. So welcome to what?
I don't think it's live yet.
Oh, Scooter says it's not live yet, but it says
Oh,
it's.
Oh, it is.
Okay, bye. Okay. Anywho, maybe that's why there was the delay last week. Anyway, working out the technical bugs. Nort, hi. It's so good to see you. Hello?
do you hear an echo?
I don't. I just hear you.
Okay.
And we have our audience is present.
In my head.
Maybe it's your earbuds. It's okay. It's okay. We're flying without a net here, but it's all good. Welcome to our viewers. And there's a bunch of people, a bunch meaning like, I don't know, maybe 5 from the Cherry Hill East class of '89, which is amazing. And that's, of course, our high school class from Cherry Hill High School East in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. While Nort is working on our sound, I'm going to talk about so Mo and Nort, yes, we've been lifelong friends, or at least since 8th grade, which does feel like a lifetime. And we now find ourselves, we are both camp directors, not at the same camp. Nort is in Long Island. You can't hear. Okay, I'm just going to keep talking. You want me to keep talking? Technical difficulty. You can't hear anything. Where am I talking? Yes, I'm talking. I'm just going to keep talking, but I need you to talk too. Okay. Anyway, we are both camp directors. Nort is at USDAN, which is an arts camp on Long Island. And I work at Camp Siwataro, which is a day camp in Sudbury, Massachusetts, outside of Boston. So that's a little bit of our background, and we loved being on air together in high school. And wait, do you want me to look a different way? I'm not sure are you wanting me to look elsewhere? Can you not hear? You have no sound.
Say something.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. Back to the story very quickly. So don't ding me for going over time, because
okay. Sorry.
I need to buy back these minutes. Anyway, I want people to sign off, so I'm gonna keep going. We're in the same field, and what's exciting is last year at this time we were at the ACA Tri-State Conference.
Oh, we sure were.
We were right before everything shut down. And this week, we're at the same conference, only it's virtual. And what was so thrilling for me today was Nort did a session. She presented and she was amazing. And for me, it was like, I just kept sitting there. I was quelling. I kept thinking like, it's Nort. Oh my God, it's Nort. It's my friend Nort. So, I don't know if you could see that.
Oh yeah.
I took a picture and I even wrote Nort, just to remind myself. So anyway, that's what was going on this week. And you did such a good job. It was Nort's presentation on sustainability was terrific.
And Mo, did you tell them what I texted you today about next year ACA?
Yes.
Okay, so for our most loyal fans, I was thinking next year at the American Camp Association Northeast Conference, we could present Mo and Nort, but only if it really takes off between now and next March.
Oh, it's going to take off. We're going to double the audience just tonight alone because our guest is so amazing.
Oh yes,
so excited about this.
Okay. Ticker is back.
Okay. I'm so excited about this. Anyway, Fred Belchikoff, for those of you who went to Cherry Hill East, know he is an icon. Mr. B was the student activities coordinator for 23 years, in addition to being a geometry teacher.
Unbelievable.
Also, I know, he was also the freshman girls basketball coach for 30 years. So even after he retired, he stayed on to coach the freshman girls basketball team.
Oh my God.
He's a legend. He's just an all-around amazing guy, and we talk about him so much over the years. And so I'm so excited for this. And without further ado, let's bring on Mr. Fred Belcher.
Hi, guys.
Hi. Yeah, the fans are going wild.
Huh.
How
I can hear them. I can hear them.
them.
Yes,
I'm glad. I'm glad.
Yes.
So, Mr. B, you started. This is a little known fact that I just found out is that you started out as a camp director.
I started out working in a camp down in Atlantic City, the JCC down there, and I was a camp counselor. And then they opened up what they called a tween travel camp.
Mm-hmm.
And this other woman and I became directors of it. And it was for kids of 10, 11, 12, years old. And what we did was we took them on day trips, and sometimes we took them on a number of overnight trips. And it was, it was amazing. Yeah, Lauren, I tell you, the people, I'm sorry.
Was it smoochy poochie? Lots of naughty antics on the overnight?
No, not really. No, we tried to keep it calm, Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, people thought we were nuts. We took about 15 tweens to different places, and it was great. It was great. So yeah, awesome. I got involved with the camp down there.
That is so cool.
In Atlantic City. Good. Yeah.
So, Mr. B, I have a question for you.
You do.
I sure do. So, when this show, Mo and Nort, was it going to be potentially a single episode show that was my birthday present to Mo? And once we decided, when we were just conceptualizing the show, we thought it could work because we could invite guests. And I'm not kidding, the first guest we both felt would make the show was you.
Wow. Thank you.
Yeah.
It was I appreciate it. We can get him.
I hope it doesn't go downhill from here. I'm in big trouble.
So I want to tell you why. So Mo and I both, honestly, to our surprise, ended up working for kids and really helping to elevate kids and believe in kids. And we thought about people who were like that for us. And that's why we thought of you. And I'm just really curious because we were kids when you were so influential in our lives. And honestly, I'm not sure I've seen you since then, except for a few minutes before the green room. So I'm just curious, what drove you to dedicate your life to teenagers and to a better future?
I have to admit, it was working in camp that started my thoughts about teaching. It really was. I enjoyed being a counselor. I enjoyed working with the kids. I enjoyed their stories and things like that. And then it just progressed from there. And when I was a junior in high school and thinking about what I wanted to do, I thought about teaching. And I applied to Montclair and got in. And from there, it just went, up. It was great. And once, I got to admit, once I started teaching, I realized, how good it was and how much I enjoyed it and how much fun I was having.
Well, you were a natural. I mean, honestly, I took you for granted. You were just Mr. B. You gave us so much freedom, so many platforms. So for those of you
always there, you were always there.
Barry Holy's class of 1989, Mo and I were both student government officers. And with Mr. B, who oversaw the student government, anything you believed in, anything you felt, Mr. B would let you do. So thank you so much for that. Look,
thank you.
What happened? I hope it's doing some good for the world, the next generation, because you gave us so much support.
Well, I will tell you this. A lot of the gratification comes from hearing from like you guys
Aw.
and a number of people that have written me and what I did for them and the influence I had. That's you can't beat that, and that's what I look back on it and I loved it and everything else. But it was just so worth it to whatever I did was because I wanted to.
Oh,
awesome.
You know?
That's awesome. And it showed. It showed. I think you can't fake that when you're working with kids. It's something that comes from inside, and that's what makes a difference. It makes a tremendous difference.
Absolutely. When I first started teaching, I remember something that somebody told me a long, long time ago. They said to me, if you reach one kid, if you reach one of your students, you've made a success out of teaching.
oh,
Absolutely.
And I took each individual student, and my goal was to reach them.
so
And that
Mr.
was the
B,
student.
obviously the answer to that question is at least two of us.
And many
Well,
more. I know there's people on here. If anyone wants to comment,
Well, we have some questions. We have some questions for you, Mr. B, from the viewers. So first of all, how many senior trips to Disney did you go on? And what do you recall about the class of '89 and your freshman basketball team and student government?
Do we know who asked the question?
Well,
from Derek.
well, actually, once the senior trip started officially, there were unofficial senior trips to Florida before I became advisor to class of '82. And the class of '82, I think, was the first one that was sanctioned by the Board of Education.
Whoa.
That we could do it. Okay.
So wait, you started with rogue trips. You started with just kind of illegal trips to Disney World with students?
You didn't.
No, what? No, we went to Disney.
Oh, but the board.
We didn't go to no. Right. We just went to Disney.
Okay.
And it started out the first we went in February over the President's weekend. Okay. And after a number of years, I went to again Jim Gallagher, and I said, Jim
Gallagher.
Yeah, he was fantastic. I want to tell you, he was absolutely great to work with.
He always smiling like you. Great posture, also.
Yes, he was. Yes. And I went and I said, Jim, let me bounce this off of you. Okay.
Wait, did you say that? Or sorry, did you say people listen up?
No, I didn't say people.
I always think of you as people listen up.
That's what you used to tell us. People listen
up. I was only talking to one person, so people listen up made no sense.
Okay, fair.
So I said to him, I said, we're missing a lot of seniors who can't go on a trip. By doing it in February, we were missing all the kids in drama because they were doing their play. We're missing all the kids from winter sports, okay, who could not go on the trip.
Oh.
I said, and what I did was I went to all the spring coaches and I said what I wanted to do. And I said, I want to take the seniors in March. And I want to take them the weekend after the drama play was over and the week before you ended spring training. So all they're going to miss is spring training games. They're not going to miss regular season. I wouldn't take them out for that because as a coach, I wouldn't do it. So they agreed to it. He agreed to it. And then we went and we presented it to the board because in March, you were going to take them out of at least 2 school days, Friday and Monday, because there was no 4-day weekend in March.
Oh, that's why it had to be sanctioned.
Right.
We had for that trip.
We had to get the board's approval so that the seniors could miss 2 days.
Wow.
Okay. Which in March really wasn't much at all. So, long story short, they approved it and we start going in March. Well, we almost doubled the number of kids that went on the trip.
That's amazing.
Incredible.
And you know what else that speaks to is something that Nort and I, we talk about this a lot because it's in the camping world and I think in all of the world and many industries, we're talking so much about diversity, equity, and inclusion. And that's what you were doing, Mr. B. You wanted to be inclusive. You wanted to give access to that trip to as many kids as possible. So
absolutely. Yeah,
you were ahead of your time. That's amazing. That's
I just felt it was unfair that the other seniors, in the winter sports and drama and things like that, they didn't have a choice whether to go or not.
Nice.
Okay.
Well, thank you for that.
And that bothered me.
That's what we're looking for. That's what we're trying to do. That's what inspires us is like, this isn't working. We need to stand up for people. We need to be advocates for kids. So that's incredible. I wonder if you remember when you were honored by the Garden State Rotary Club. I was going to say footage, but do you remember this?
Yes, I do.
You can see that. Yeah,
that forward,
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing?
And
because all I can say is, my husband, also a fellow class of '89 person.
I know.
You might know he's the man who critiqued our 1984.
Oh yes, he did. Yeah, but I will say about Scooter Scott is that the guy saves everything. He is a hoarder, and it's always a thorn in my side until I can come. Oh,
I'm upside down. Wait, Mr. B, we have time for one more question because, as you know, my vision for Mo and Nort was every episode would last for no more than 5 minutes. So I'm kind of panicking. I'm panicking.
No, do not panic.
But there's a very good question from one of our viewers, and it's related to the photo. Could you hold up the photo again?
Yes.
The question comes from Derek Braslow.
Naturally. Hey, Lauren, I could have told you the question was coming from Derek before you told me the question was coming from Derek.
Okay, let's do a mind meld.
If it didn't come from Derek, I would have been surprised.
Do you know what Derek's question is?
No. From him? Could be anything.
Have you ever shaved your mustache?
No.
Oh, that's a good question.
No. In fact, before I came to East, I didn't have a mustache.
Oh.
I grew the mustache the summer before I came to Cherry Hill East.
Amazing.
Don't ask me why, but I did.
That's great.
I think I got lazy. I just didn't feel like shaving it.
So okay. I have one more. I have one more question. Okay. So, Mr. B, the class of '89 this year, we're all turning 50.
Right.
So, and I'm wondering, do you have any words of wisdom for us?
Enjoy it. And don't, people don't look at it as an age, just figure, your birthday wise, you're turning 50, but keep your mind back to when you're 25 and 20. As long as keep active, stay young. And that was another thing, teaching and dealing with kids made you feel young.
Yes.
You did. You actually did. And if you talk to any of the teachers that I still talk with and we see, and how much time do we have here? Because I want to tell you,
we're so over. I'm sweating.
We have a group of us, about 20 to 25 of retired East male teachers, and we meet the first Friday of every month at some lunch location, and we call ourselves the Romeo Group, retired old men eating out.
I love that. That's fantastic.
And I want to tell you to a T, every single one just blesses the days they taught at Cherry Hill East. The kids, the faculty, the parents, it just made it wonderful and enjoyable. And we had the greatest time. We really, really did. And they'll all tell you, you felt young. You just felt young. Huh?
Oh, can you bring in that mysterious voice into your image by chance?
I could.
Wait, let's do it. Wait, I'm gonna.
Hey,
Mrs. B. Mrs. B. Also a teacher.
There is the better half.
The better half.
There is the reason I was able to do what I did. Her understanding and her patience.
Yes.
With the amount of time that I was, spending and coaching and stuff like that. I don't do it without her at all.
Yeah, but it was worth every minute.
It was. It was worth every single minute. There isn't a day that I go by that I don't think about and feel that I am absolutely blessed for all the time that, that I was at East.
Amazing. Well, you have given us such
people like yourselves made it everything that it was.
Thank you. And you made that equally special for us. And I know for
I hope so. I hope so.
So thank you. Will you come back again sometime?
Anytime you desire.
What a gift. Thank
as
you.
As long as Braslow has a question, I will come back.
We'll have to bring him on next time.
Oh yeah, Braslow has not yet been on the broadcast. So
yes, that'll be a big day.
And by the way, for those of you who've been watching regularly, even though we've had so few episodes, you might have been very excited tonight to hear more about the avant-garde. But we've decided to postpone that to next week's broadcast, March 17th. And we'll be joined by Jay Howard, who's a brilliant writer and writing faculty member at the camp where I teach. And we're going to discuss that more in depth. But in the meantime, honestly, this has been the best.
This has been the best.
For future episodes. Thank you all for watching. It's so fun to see
you. We'll see you next week.
I love it. Thank you.
We love you, Mr. B.
I appreciate it.
We love you.
Bye.